Embark on a compelling journey into the intellectual clash between two monumental figures in Islamic philosophy, Ibn Taymiyya and Al-Ghazali. Although their paths never crossed, their philosophical debates echo through history, profoundly influencing the intellectual landscape of their eras. Visualize the dusty streets of 14th century Damascus, where Ibn Taymiyya, a passionate critic of speculative philosophy, immerses himself in his study. Surrounded by ancient texts and manuscripts, his intense focus reveals his firm dedication to the purity of faith and divine revelation. In this setting, Ibn Taymiyya challenges Al-Ghazali's philosophical methods, championing a steadfast commitment to divine truth. Now, transport yourself to the bustling markets of 11th century Baghdad, where Al-Ghazali, amid the vibrant scents of spices and the lively chatter of traders, engages in lively intellectual discussions. His rigorous analysis of philosophical arguments highlights the importance of aligning reason with divine guidance, advocating for a faith illuminated by revelation. Envision a hypothetical conversation between these two great scholars. Within the serene confines of Ibn Taymiyya's study, the air is thick with the aroma of ink and parchment. Firm in his critique of philosophical reasoning, Ibn Taymiyya addresses Al-Ghazali's attempt to merge philosophy with Islam, fostering a thought-provoking dialogue that challenges and refines their respective views.
The fundamental error of many who stray from true understanding lies in their reliance on the speculative arguments of philosophers, mistaking these for the ultimate criterion of truth. This is notably evident among your followers, Al-Ghazali. Despite your refutations of the philosophers, you continued to employ their methods, thus making them central to your arguments. Yet, these methods contradict divine revelation, which is the ultimate source of truth. By attempting to reconcile Islam with philosophical approaches, you introduced confusion and ambiguity into the realm of faith.
The philosophers err in believing that intellect alone can uncover all truths. This misconception leads them away from divine guidance and into the darkness of doubt. They arrogantly assume that pure reason can uncover the ultimate truths about existence and the nature of God. Yet, reason, unanchored by revelation, is akin to a ship lost at sea, drifting without direction.
Revelation from Allah is the ultimate guide for mankind and does not require the speculative philosophies of the Greeks for clarification. The Prophet's message was complete and comprehensible without needing Aristotle or Plato. The early generation's understanding was pure and untainted by these foreign ideas. By adopting, even in critique, the philosophers' methods, you inadvertently legitimized them, fostering skepticism and doubt among Muslims.
I do not reject reason entirely. It is a tool granted by God to discern right from wrong, to understand His signs in creation, and to reflect on His commands. However, reason must be illuminated by revelation. Without this divine light, reason is easily misled by worldly illusions and deceptions.
It is crucial to differentiate between the clarity of revelation and the obscurity of philosophical speculation. Revelation is definitive and certain, whereas philosophical methods are rife with contradictions and uncertainties. You yourself conceded that reason alone cannot lead to certainty, yet you did not wholly abandon philosophical methods. This inconsistency is where your error lies. The true path is to rely solely on revelation as the source of knowledge and to reject methods that conflict with it.
The philosophers err in their belief in the eternal nature of the world and causality independent of God's will. They fail to recognize that God continuously creates and sustains the world by His will. The fire burns not by its own nature but by divine decree. Had God willed otherwise, He could have made the fire cool, as He did for Abraham.
Despite your profound knowledge and piety, Al-Ghazali, you fell into the error of overestimating human reason's capabilities. By employing philosophical methods, you sought to defend Islam against its critics, but in doing so, you elevated reason to a judge over revelation. This is a fundamental mistake. Reason, divorced from revelation, is limited and fallible, incapable of fully grasping divine truth which transcends human understanding.
Moreover, the philosophers' insistence on the world's eternity contradicts the essence of divine creation. They do not understand that God, in His wisdom, chose a specific moment to create the world and will choose a specific moment to end it. Their reasoning leads them to deny resurrection and final judgment, which are core tenets of our faith.
The philosophers, whom you sought to refute, believed that reason alone could uncover ultimate truths. However, their speculations led only to contradictions and doubts. Although you recognized their futility, you did not abandon their methods entirely but used them to validate religious truths, thus allowing philosophical doubt to infiltrate the hearts of believers.
Relying solely on reason is insufficient to grasp religious truths. Faith and submission to God's will are paramount. The truths of Islam are self-evident to those who approach them with faith and a mind willing to accept divine guidance.
The true believer understands that knowledge comes through the Quran and Sunnah, not through speculative philosophy. The early generations, whose understanding was pure, did not rely on philosophical methods but on the clear guidance of revelation, which is why their understanding was free from the doubts that later generations faced.
My engagement with philosophy was not to validate its methods but to expose their limitations and contradictions. By revealing the incoherence of their arguments, I aim to shield believers from the doubts philosophy can engender and to show that the truths of Islam surpass human speculation.
Your attempt to reconcile philosophy with Islam was misguided. The truths of Islam do not require the unstable foundation of human reason. They are clear and self-evident to those who approach them with faith and submission. The error in your approach was believing that revelation's truths needed human reason's endorsement, when in fact, reason must be guided and corrected by revelation. Indeed, reason must be guided by revelation. Philosophical methods are not only unnecessary but also dangerous for understanding Islamic truths. They lead to doubt, confusion, and ultimately weaken faith. The true path is to steadfastly adhere to revelation and the understanding of the early generations while rejecting any method that seeks to place human reason above divine guidance.
This dialogue, imagined across the historical and geographical distances between Damascus and Baghdad, illustrates the profound debates that shaped Islamic thought and continues to offer insights into the relationship between faith and reason. As we wrap up this enlightening exploration into the minds of Al-Ghazali and Ibn Taymiyya, we've traveled through the bustling streets of Baghdad and gazed upon the awe-inspiring skyline of Damascus. We have immersed ourselves in deep discussions on metaphysical concepts, the nature of universal truths, and the eternal essence of the world. Our esteemed philosophers have offered us profound arguments and vivid analogies that spark reflection and inspiration. Let us carry forward this intellectual odyssey, where the realms of philosophy are limitless and ideas are timeless. Thank you for joining us on this journey with the House of Wisdom. As we part ways, remember to continue questioning, exploring, and nurturing your curiosity. The quest for knowledge is a boundless adventure. Embrace it with passion and wonder.